Ever wondered why some people seem to be instantly likable while others struggle to make a positive impression? The answer, more often than not, lies in the power of habits. These subconscious patterns of behavior shape our interactions with others, and in turn, their perceptions of us. Picture this. You're at a social gathering and you come across someone who constantly interrupts others, avoids eye contact, or is always checking their phone. How would you feel about this person? Chances are, you'd feel a bit unfriendly towards them. That's the power of habits in action. Unfortunately, many of us are unaware of our own bad habits and the negative impressions they can create. But don't worry, knowledge is power, and being aware of these habits is the first step towards improvement. In this video, we will unravel the 10 bad habits that can make people feel immediately unfriendly towards you. Habit number 1 that can make others feel unfriendly towards you is interrupting others. Now let's delve into why this habit is a bit of a social faux pas. You see, every time you interrupt someone, it's as if you're saying, "Hey, what I have to say is more important than what you're saying." And that's not a great message to send out, is it? It can come across as disrespectful, and it can easily make the person you're talking to feel unheard or undervalued. Imagine how you would feel if someone constantly cut you off mid-sentence. Not so great, right? So, it's crucial to practice active listening, show interest in what the other person is saying, encourage them to share their thoughts, and wait for your turn to speak. Politeness goes a long way in making a good impression. Respect others' turn to speak to avoid this habit. Habit number 2 is not making eye contact. Eye contact, folks, is a powerful tool in communication. It's like the secret sauce that makes your interactions more engaging, more sincere. When you lock eyes with someone during a conversation, it signals that you're attentive and interested. It shows respect for the person you're interacting with, and it helps to build trust. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact can send entirely different signals. It can give the impression that you're disinterested or distracted. Worse, it might even make you appear untrustworthy, as if you're hiding something. So, if you find yourself habitually looking away during conversations, it might be time to practice maintaining eye contact. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but like any skill, it'll get easier with practice. Remember, your eyes can speak volumes about your intentions. Make sure they're saying the right things. Habit number 3 is constantly checking your phone. We've all been there, engrossed in our screens, oblivious to the world around us. But when you're in the middle of a conversation, it sends a clear message. What's happening on your phone is more important than the person standing in front of you. It's a silent way of saying, "You're not important." This habit can make others feel unimportant, ignored, and even disrespected. It's like a brick wall in the middle of a conversation, breaking the flow and creating an invisible barrier. The world of social media, emails, and endless notifications can wait. Remember, the person you're talking to deserves your undivided attention. By constantly checking your phone, you are not just being rude, but you're also missing out on meaningful interactions. So the next time you're in a conversation, put your phone away and be present in the conversation. Habit number 4 is being negative. We all have those days when the glass seems half empty rather than half full. But making a habit of constant negativity can be like a black hole, sucking the energy out of every room you enter. It's draining for those around you, and can make others feel uncomfortable, defensive, or even downright depressed. Who wants to spend time with someone who's always raining on their parade? Negativity can also turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you expect the worst, you're more likely to get it. But here's the good news. You have the power to change this. Start by becoming aware of your negative thoughts. Challenge them. Are they really true, or are they just fears masquerading as facts? Finally, remember that positivity is a choice. Every morning when you wake up, you can choose to see the day as a gift filled with opportunities. Try to focus on the positive to improve this habit. Habit number 5 is being overly competitive. Let's dive into this habit, shall we? Now, a bit of competition can be healthy. It can push us to do better, to strive for more. But when it becomes excessive, it's a different story. Always trying to one-up others, whether it's about work achievements, personal life, or even the most trivial things, can make people around you feel inferior. It's like you're constantly reminding them that they're not good enough. This can lead to resentment. People may start to distance themselves from you. Not because they're jealous of your success, but because they feel undervalued and dismissed. Overly competitive individuals often prioritize winning over relationships, and that's where the problem lies. Instead of always trying to be the best, learn to celebrate the achievements of others. Be happy for them, encourage them. It's through cooperation, not competition, that we build stronger relationships. Remember, life isn't always a competition. Habit number 6 is not listening actively. This habit is a silent destroyer of relationships and connections. Active listening is at the heart of effective communication. It's about more than simply not talking when others are speaking. It's about really hearing, understanding, and responding to their points of view. When you don't listen actively, you inadvertently send the message that you don't value what the other person has to say. This can cause others to feel disrespected and undervalued. It's like saying their thoughts, feelings, and opinions aren't important to you. Remember, people want to be heard and understood. They want their words to matter. When you listen actively, you show empathy and respect, fostering stronger, more meaningful connections. So the next time you're in a conversation, try to really hear what the other person is saying. Respond thoughtfully, ask relevant questions, and show genuine interest in their perspective. Make sure to listen as much as you speak. Habit number 7 is being late. Now, we all know that time is a precious commodity. It's something we can't get back once it's gone. When you're constantly late, it sends a message to others that their time isn't valuable to you, that you don't respect it. It's like saying to them, "My time is more important than yours." This can make people feel disrespected and undervalued. Being late not only affects your personal relationships, but also your professional ones. It can tarnish your reputation, making you seem unreliable and unprofessional. It's a habit that can easily be avoided by planning ahead, setting reminders, or simply leaving your house a bit earlier. Remember, everyone is busy and has their own schedules to stick to. When you're late, you're not just wasting your time, but also someone else's. So, let's make a conscious effort to respect others' time and show up when we say we will. Respect others' time to avoid this habit. Habit number 8 is being judgmental. Now, let's be honest, we've all been there. You meet someone for the first time, and before they've even finished their sentence, you've already formed an opinion about them. We're not necessarily talking about conscious judgments here, but those quick knee-jerk reactions that happen in the blink of an eye. The problem with this habit is that it often leads to misconceptions, and even worse, it can make others feel uncomfortable and defensive. Your judgments can become a barrier, preventing you from truly understanding and connecting with people. Remember, everyone has a story that you know nothing about. Instead of jumping to conclusions, try giving people the benefit of the doubt. Ask questions, show curiosity, and strive to understand their perspective. This not only promotes respect and empathy, but it also opens doors to fascinating insights and meaningful connections. Try to be more open-minded to improve this habit. Habit number 9 is gossiping. It's a habit that can be deceptively easy to fall into. Gossiping can seem like harmless chatter, a way to bond with others over shared stories and experiences. But the truth is, it's a habit that can cause significant harm. Gossiping can lead to trust issues. When people know you as someone who gossips, they may feel unsafe sharing personal information with you. They might worry their secrets will become fodder for your next conversation with someone else. Gossiping also has the potential to spread misinformation and create misunderstandings. It's like playing a game of telephone. The information gets distorted as it's passed from person to person. And let's not forget, it can hurt feelings. People usually don't appreciate hearing that personal matters they thought were confidential are being discussed behind their back. So, what's the alternative? Simple. Be someone who people can trust. Be discreet. Show respect for others' privacy. Avoid gossip to maintain trust and respect. Habit number 10 is oversharing. Now, we're not saying you should be a closed book, but there's a line between sharing and oversharing. You've probably met someone who overshared, right? They spill out every detail of their lives, from their breakfast menu to their sleep schedule, and oh boy, it can be overwhelming. Oversharing can make others feel uncomfortable. It's like walking into someone's house uninvited. It invades their personal space. They might not know how to react or what to say, and it could potentially lead to awkward interactions. Sharing is about fostering connections, but oversharing can create distance. It's about understanding boundaries and respecting the other person's comfort zone. So next time, before you dive into the deep end of your personal life, take a moment. Ask yourself, is this too much information? Balance is key. Share enough to connect, but not too much that you disconnect. Remember, some things are better left unsaid. So, these were the 10 bad habits that can make others feel immediately unfriendly towards you. In today's conversation, we've taken a deep dive into habits that could potentially sabotage the way people perceive us. We've discussed how constant interruptions can come off as disrespectful, and how lack of eye contact might imply disinterest. We've also touched on the negative impression created by constantly checking your phone, being overly negative or competitive. We've delved into how not listening actively can make others feel unheard, how tardiness can be perceived as a lack of respect for others' time, and how being judgmental can push people away. We've explored how gossiping can ruin trust and how oversharing can make others uncomfortable. Remember, our habits are a reflection of us and they shape how others perceive us. It's important to be mindful of these habits as they significantly influence our relationships. By avoiding these habits, you can improve your relationships and make a great impression on everyone you meet.